Good afternoon and welcome to this week's P2P Australia Live, our regular market update to take a look at the latest insights into the employment and job seeker markets. I'm Savova, Temporary and Contract Team Leader here at People2People in Melbourne. On today's show, we'll take a look at the recent unemployment rate figures that were released a few weeks ago as the stat of the week. We have some new hot job opportunities here in Melbourne, as well as abroad in New Zealand and the UK. And is your business ready to take seriously simple carbon action in 2024? We are joined by CarbonInvoice CEO and founder 𝘁𝗫𝗀𝗆𝗍𝗔 to discuss the importance of businesses taking seriously simple carbon action, what 2024 looks like for CarbonInvoice, and how businesses can join the positive business movement towards a more sustainable future. And lastly, we'll take a look at our social media polls. Now let's get started with this week's stat of the week. This week, we are taking a look at the recent unemployment rate that was released a few weeks ago for Australia by the ABS. Australia's jobless rate dived to 3.7% in February and March as employers shrugged off signs of an economic slowdown to boost staff numbers by triple the level expected. The unemployment rate fell from a seasonally adjusted 4.1% in January, with economists having expected the jobless rate to come in at 4%. It was also shown that the economy added 116,600 jobs, 2/3 of them full-time roles, in February, compared to economists' forecasts for a net gain of 40,000 positions. This unexpected surge in employment lowered the unemployment rate to where it was half a year ago, and is seesawing from month to month, not because employers can't make up their minds or are second-guessing their hires, but instead it reflects changes to the way in time we work throughout the year. And that's it for this week's stat of the week. For this week's hot jobs, we first take a look at a contract role in Melbourne. This is a catering coordinator role on an 8-month fixed-term contract working for a law firm in the Melbourne CBD. Ideally, we're looking for someone with previous catering experience in a hospitality or corporate environment, and the role is working full-time and up to 75,000 package. The second role we have on is a permanent business development manager. This role is based in Tullamarine in Victoria, so right near the airport. We're looking for someone that can prospect new business opportunities, including potential customers, partners, and industry contributors, and develop a strong strategic plan and expand the client portfolio. Ideally, someone in this role will have come from air or ocean freight, and the role will be working full-time and paying up to $130,000 inclusive of super. Now, perhaps you're wanting to change up your career or look at a job opportunity outside of Australia in 2024. P2P have offices across Australia, New Zealand, and the UK as well, and are currently hiring. Currently, we are looking at a finance manager role in the UK, paying up to £50,000. We have a senior interior designer, also based in London in the UK, paying up to £58,000, and a HR advisor role in Auckland, New Zealand, with quite a competitive salary on offer. If you're wanting to apply for any of our international working holiday jobs, please scan the QR code on the screen shortly to apply directly, or visit people2people.com.au to get more information from the recruitment experts. Great. So now we are joined by 𝘁𝗂𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗂𝗃, the CEO and founder of CarbonInvoice. Hello, Carlos. How are you going?
Hey, Mary. Doing well. Yeah, doing well. Got a 6-week new baby, so a little bit strung out on sleep, but
Yeah.
business and life's good.
Oh, good. Well, we appreciate the effort on coming on today. So People2People is proud to be recognised with a positive business badge and have partnered with CarbonInvoice for a while now across both Australia and New Zealand. But for those unaware, could you explain a little bit about CarbonInvoice and what they do as a business?
Absolutely. So CarbonInvoice is seriously simple carbon action for people-powered businesses. What that means is 3 actions in as little as 3 minutes. Step 1, businesses can measure their carbon footprint. We've built software that does that for you, leveraging your existing accounting data and calculating your carbon footprint in that way. That takes less time than it does to order a cup of coffee, or as one of our customers told me this week, it's faster than ordering an Uber. So we're really driving the cost and effort down on that first measurement step. We then help businesses fund native trees and grow them in their community. And native trees are a great way to compensate for your carbon footprint as a services firm. And then thirdly, Mary, you mentioned the positive business badge. That is one of the marketing and content assets which we provide to our customers like People2People to help them communicate the carbon action that they have taken. So everything from a badge for their website, the positive business badge, we add the carbon cost to every invoice that they send out and show that People2People has planted a number of trees for each project or placement they do. We have a more formal certification that businesses who are tendering for government or corporate contracts, like People2People has with the South Australian government. So you can see Mark, the group MD's reference there, helping those small businesses pitch and position themselves as a sustainability-ready business to these bigger customers who are really taking a keen interest in the carbon emissions from their supply chain.
Perfect. And you're so right, Carlos. I think every business is trying to have some sort of social impact on the environment, and sustainability being a massive driver for a lot of business decisions that we're making at the moment. So how does it work for businesses wanting to partner with CarbonInvoice like People2People have?
So the whole idea is to make carbon action accessible to the masses of small businesses, right? In Australia, you've got less than 4% of privately held businesses even know what their carbon footprint is. The vast majority have not even started that journey. And that is partly, we think, because the methods of getting started have been complicated, they've been expensive, engaging a consultant and a whole lot of manual effort. We have made that seriously simple, credible, but really easy to get going. We give away the measurement service for free. So as long as you're an accounting software user of Xero or 𝘁𝗂𝗂𝗋𝗃, head over to our website, sign up, get your measurement for free. And then, if you want to compensate and start funding native trees, we curate, credible providers there, make it kind of push button exercise, and then you can watch those trees compound as they're funded and planted each month. People2People's actually just over 10,000 native trees in Australia, on the Eastern Seaboard and WA. So amazing, tangible contribution from people. And then you're in a strong position to actually tell a story to your clients and to your customers about the things that you're actually doing. Talk's cheap, but action counts.
That's it. That's awesome. And I didn't know about the 10,000 number, so that's really, really cool, and obviously really proud for the business.
Big congrats to you guys.
Carlos, have you noticed any changes in the market for businesses wanting to measure and reduce their carbon footprint? And I guess more specifically, what is CarbonInvoice's focus for this year in 2024?
Yeah, so we pay pretty close attention to the services sectors in Australia and New Zealand and a bit further afield. And then we also look at the supply chains that the bigger businesses that those services businesses supply to. So that's probably where we've got insight. I mean, it's a competitive time, right? It's a competitive labour market. It's a competitive business market.
Yeah.
So I think the main trend of people looking to get going on their carbon journey it's about differentiation. It is about differentiating your brand from the next recruitment firm and showing that if people are making a hard decision about who they want to work with, then they're going to choose you. I think that's the story of 2024. Now, remember, Mary, for the majority of businesses in Australia, measuring their carbon footprint and doing something here, it is a voluntary activity. We're in a transitional phase. Australia's just introduced legislation into the House of Representatives in March, and that will bring in mandatory climate disclosures for larger businesses in Australia. So if you've got more than 500 FTEs, if you do more than 500 revenue, if you've got, I think, $1 billion market cap, then from the very beginning of 2025, you will need to report on your entire carbon footprint, and that will be the beginning of the regulatory regime in Australia. So, these climate change isn't going away. The regulation is marching on and getting increasingly clarified, and there is an opportunity in 2024 to take that first step and to give yourself a competitive edge. I think that's what we're seeing in 24.
Oh, very good. Sounds like a busy 12 months ahead for you then and the team at CarbonInvoice. So that's exciting. Well, yeah, sounds all like a great initiative and great business model. So thank you very much for coming on today's broadcast, Carlos, and sharing your insights into CarbonInvoice. And if there are any businesses that are perhaps wanting to take that first step and partner with CarbonInvoice, what would be the best way to do so?
Yeah, thanks, Mary. So if you're a business that has corporate and government clients or is chasing them, if you are a business that is, has strong marketing plans and ideas in 24, and if you're a business who's looking to build your talent brand and show, the current and future labour market that you are serious about sustainability, then you're a services firm with, up to 150 or so employees, we can help you. Come to our website, get started with the measurement. It's a free step. And then we're doing some fun stuff in 24. We're doing tree planting days around Australia, in Sydney and probably Melbourne as well. And we're doing a bunch of investing in helping our customers, with their marketing strategies and to tell that story. So yeah, that'll be our focus. We're a year and a half in. We're growing really quickly, and would love to connect with other business owners or people of small business and help them get started on your journey.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that information, Carlos, and all the information is also on screen and in the comments. So anyone wanting to get in touch can do so. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us today, Carlos.
Thank you, Mary. And yeah, big shout out to People2People. Awesome progress on your carbon action.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Lovely. Now let's move on to our social media polls for the week. Now, we asked a couple of interesting questions on the socials this week, with the first being, how confident do you feel about securing a job in your desired industry within the next 6 months? So we had a solid 60% of candidates saying they felt very confident, with about 10% saying someone confident, but also almost a third saying not confident at all. With the second poll question there being, how important is it for your employer to contribute towards a sustainable future? This is next week's question, I should say. How important is it for your employer to contribute towards a sustainable future? With the options being very important, somewhat important, and not important at all. But looking at the conversation we've just had with Carlos, it's obviously a big topic at the moment, so we'd be keen to hear your thoughts. So you can jump onto People2People's social media platforms across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and X to have your say. and also stay ahead of the job market and the first to hear about any new job opportunities across Australia. Now, before I sign off, I did also want to say a quick happy Administration Professionals Day to all of those support staff out there. We wouldn't be able to do what we do every day without you. Now, that's all for me. Thank you very much for joining this week's P2P Live Australia, and we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.